Child, at this point, all I want to know is if I could get a cameo in a documentary. Because at this point, it's coming. It's most definitely coming.
Let's talk about it.
Shawty, come and swing my way. We ain't gotta waste no time now, baby. Put that blood in my face. I just wanna bump and grind on you, on you, on you. Want you on my face, so shawty, come and swing my way.
Listen, I know y'all want to get to the tea, and baby, we will. But for those of y'all that's been baby, my name is Santana. I only been on YouTube since I was 26. It started off going telling stories about my girl, it's time for a channel update. Now, I tell y'all all the time that I read through each and every one of y'all comments, and you'll know that I did because I either heard it or reply to it. But with that being said, I've been listening to the girls. Sky, you should do live reviews. I would so cancel Zeus and just watch shows with you. Sky, what about Now That's TV shows? Sky, I love your music. I love to see more and know about your behind the scenes process. Well, girl, guess what? Sky got you. Now, full transparency, everybody and their mama know Sky don't work for free. And a lot of the extra content that y'all want, of course, I'm not able to do it on YouTube for obvious reasons like copyright. I'm sure we all remember that watch along I tried to do on YouTube, you know, a Baddies East reunion before they shut that all the way down. Hey, Bree at ZeusNetwork.com, how are you? So listen, I just want to be able to offer that content for y'all, but it will have to be behind a paywall over on patreon.com/ScottSantana. Now, I get it. Half of us don't know where our next check coming from. Hell, we don't even know if we still gonna be alive a month from now to enjoy the content posted. Hello, America. How are you? So what I've done is rework my Patreon and adjusted the tiers to offer more bang for your buck by trying to make it as affordable as possible, starting at $7. I'm offering everything from watch-alongs to fight breakdowns to rating Baddies OnlyFans content. Hello, Natalie, Scotty, how are you? And you know, music, writing, recording sessions, vlogs. Listen, anything that could get this channel shut down, we just gonna try and put it on over there. Clock it. All I ask is that you head on over to patreon.com/ScottSantana. You know, take a good look at each tier, see what interests you and what you're able to afford, and support your girl so she can get to the bag like Miss Natalie Nunn. Aligning Souls is back. It's a spirituality channel where I used to do tarot and astrology videos, and you know what? I decided to bring that channel back full time so that this channel can remain an entertainment only channel and we can kind of keep like the topics separate. Like I said, I'm just trying to get to the bag like Natalie. I'ma still be posting my regularly scheduled YouTube content, but just know this, baby. If you're not a Patreon member, then you only gonna be getting half the tea. Okay? Nah, enough of me rambling, child. I think we made it past the part that was needed to get this video monetized, child. Nah, YouTube be going. Let's get into it.
I want people to have fun. Let's kick back. Let's get into a little tea. Let's not get too crazy, but let's enjoy the sip.
Clock that tea. But let's get to the chi-chi, the kiki, the internet bull.
And if Bianca is going behind your back and talking to somebody that's your op, that's not your friend, girl. Are you okay with sitting down?
For what? Like what? I'm not understanding what we about to talk about now.
Fighting, spitting, all
that shit is crazy.
She just wants. And if Bianca is going behind your back and talking to somebody that's your op, that's not your friend, girl. Are you okay with sitting down?
For what? Like what? I'm not understanding what we about to talk about now.
Fighting, spitting, all
that shit is crazy.
She just wants. And if
Child, is Natalie trying to send the girl home because she's dark skinned? Or is it because she's doing too much? I guess we're going to see after this video, girl. I guess we're going to see after this video. Because y'all, the girls is cutting up in the streets and they got some things to say about Miss Natalie Nunn, okay? AKA the owner of the Baddies Code, the creator of the Baddies Code. Listen, y'all know how I do. I don't watch these videos till I get up here along with y'all. So I have no idea what the girl is about to say. She could be saying complete bull or she could be telling the complete truth. But I guess we're gonna get into it together. What's going on, y'all? It's Santana, aka Chi. And we are back for another Baddies T video. Okay? Baddies T video. I guess you could say Baddies Caribbean T, but no, Baddies T video. Ciao. So before we go ahead and actually get into the tea finally, go ahead and like this video while I run this little promo. In honor of Baddies D of Caribbean, we're gonna have it on green.
Watch this. Hold on.
What was that? What was that hanging from her skirt? First of all, what is that hanging from Biggie's skirt? Again? Again. How many fights they gonna have?
And I only fought you because you want to fight me. I didn't even want to fight you, gang. Like, real shit. I really didn't want to fight you. Real shit. Not real shit. That shit.
Let me make sure I heard that right. Okay, what is going on? So let's go ahead and get into this. So I came across this video the other day. I don't know how true it is, y'all. Y'all know how I feel. Y'all know how I feel about people that on TikTok. Like, I don't like the fact, like, this new age of storytellers, I just don't like. I don't like the new age of storytellers. I don't like the people that be in the comment sections. I don't like any of it. I don't. And it's not because, like, I feel like I'm jealous and I wish I could be able to do it too. Like, girl, I already did. And if I wanted to come back and do it again, I could. Okay? Listen. It's just, I tell y'all all the time, these people get on TikTok not knowing that there's art to storyteller. And I'm not going to really go too deep into this. Again, I haven't really heard what this girl has had to say just yet. But just know that I am wary when it comes to people getting on TikTok and telling their experiences. Because 9 times out of 10, people are looking for clout. Does situations occur? Are there times where there are problems in real life? Yes. But when you get on social media and then you mention people's names and whatnot, you're trying to expose people. So it's really just like the whole expose era has now become this. And it's just, here we go. Let's see what she got to say. And also too, before I get into it for real, I'm gonna say this. Some of y'all gonna not like me, but I don't care. This is my channel. So I gotta say how I feel. I'm gonna be as sensitive as I'm saying it. And this is gonna be one of those topics where if it wasn't said, then I didn't say it. Okay. If I didn't say it, then it wasn't said. But if it was, then take notes. So here's what I will say. There are a lot of issues that exist in the world. There's colorism, there's racism, there's homophobia, transphobia. You know, there's a lot of men and just a lot of people, period, who hate all things femininity and all things women. You know, there's a whole conversation about preference. Like, all of those things are very, very real. I would never negate that. However, I, as somebody who does commentary that literally is on social media for a living, and I sit and I watch and I read through topics and I read through comment sections and whatnot, there are also a lot of people who weaponize certain situations to gain some sort of attention or some sort of favor. There are people who, for nothing, for no reason at all, will bring up race or gender or whatever. You know what I mean? Just to try and get some brownie points. I just clocked the fact that Bianca did that a couple of weeks ago. She tried to make it about, oh, y'all supporting this white woman and this is about me being black. And it had nothing to do with that when it came to her situation with Aubrey O'Day. You know what I mean? So we're not going to sit and act like there are not people who don't try and weaponize certain things. Okay? So that's just the lens that I always come from it at. I'm not one of those people who just is automatically 100% on the side of the quote unquote. No, I don't emotionally react to shit. I need to see what's going on, see what makes sense, see what I'm called to, and then we can move from there. But I'm not automatically see this title. Let's take Natalie Nunn down. No, I need to hear it out. And just because a girl posts a title and then mentions Natalie being a colorist, whether or not there are examples of that maybe in the past that we could relate to this, that's still not enough for me to just be like, okay, cancel that. No. Okay, so I'm going into this with a fresh pair of ears, I guess, and I'm gonna see how I feel after.
Y'all, so I have a very important story to tell, and I want to make sure that people hear this because what happened to me is absolutely not okay. I live in Houston, Texas, and yesterday the Baddies, Natalie
She's a gorgeous girl, by the way.
Nunn and the Baddies, were here hosting a pool party at Sakai, which is a day party club type of place. Um, they started pulling girls. They were selecting girls from the crowd to be pulled up onto the stage, and I was not picked by Natalie or any of the baddies, but Lemmy, who is the owner of Zeus, pointed to me in the crowd, and he asked, like, I got picked by Lemmy to be pulled up there. Lemmy told security, they grabbed me and pulled me up over this barricade and put me on the stage along with all the other girls that were pulled up there. I was not picked by Natalie or any of the baddies, but Lemmy, who is the owner of Zeus.
Well, see, because I could tell this about to be a problematic video. But what y'all want me to do? Get up here and lie? If Natalie and the baddies overlooked you, you felt validated and chosen because not only a man looked at you and said, no, you come on, but because it was Lemmy, the owner of Zeus. But like if the baddies and Natalie didn't even want you up there, baby, I would. No, I'm not going. Because if the whole reason you at said event, or let's say you just at an event and they just popped up and you had no idea, the whole reason you paying attention to them is because of Natalie and the baddies. So I'm say what y'all want, but for me, in a way that my ego set up, in a way that reality set up, if I'm only paying attention to this because of Natalie and the baddies, and I'm raising my hand to get up there and get picked, and Natalie and the baddies overlook me and pick somebody else. Oh, okay. Well then, what the fuck you do then? You understand? You understand what I'm saying? I'm not even. There would be no other anything to happen. There would be no other side conversation. There would be nobody else trying to help me to get it. No, that would have literally been when I would have walked out. I would have been like, oh, F you too. And then turned around and went to the bar or something. Period, heart, point, stop. But because a man chose her, and that man happened to be Lemmy, she felt like this was her moment. I mean, I'm going to just say this. Even if Lemmy is giving colorism, I don't know. Let's hear the rest of the story. But I mean, you felt validated by somebody whose track record is Janisha John, Anna Mac and Cheese, and Scotty the Thotty with the Body Minaj. I don't know. Maybe it's me, but it sounds like she put in the wrong person inside of her title. Because I mean, have we not seen Lemmy's track record? Janisha Joy, Anna Mac and Cheese, and Scotty the Thotty with the Body Minaj. And then he chose you. Okay, maybe she thought he was about to add her to his realm of girls, his whorehouse of girls. Maybe that's what she thought. I don't know. Let me go ahead and back it on up because I feel like I'm missing something. Because I don't understand why we still got 3 more minutes of conversation and story when, girl, if you didn't get chosen, that should have point when you should have just walked out, went to go get a drink.
And I was not picked by Natalie or any of the baddies, but
okay, so period, hard stop. Your ass should. I'm sorry. Listen, okay.
Lemmy, who is the owner of Zeus, pointed to me in the crowd, and he asked, like, I got picked by Lemmy to be pulled up there. Lemmy told security, they grabbed me and pulled me up over this barricade and put me on the stage along with all the other girls that were pulled up there. I was not picked by Natalie or any of the baddies, but Lemmy, who is the owner of Zeus, pointed to me in the crowd, and he asked, like, I got picked by Lemmy to be pulled up there. Lemmy told security. They grabbed me and pulled me up over this barricade and put me on the stage along with all the other girls that were pulled up there. Now, what I want to say is what I didn't realize at the time, but I was the only dark-skinned girl who was picked.
Here we go.
And
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we. Let me just do something real quick. 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 Cause I can see where it's heading. Let me just do something real quick. Let me do something real quick. Let me do something real quick. Let me do something real quick. Okay. 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 Okay, that's Baddies ATL. Let's look at Baddies South. Okay. I mean, Rolly, but I don't know. Okay. Let's look at Baddies West. Did the budget increase for dark-skinned girls? We got Cat, we got Biggie, we got Rolly. Okay. Let's keep going. Let's look at Baddies East. Okay, Suki Hana was added. Okay. Sapphire was added. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, let's keep going. Let's look at Baddies Caribbean. Okay. Let's see, we got Sapphire, we got Rolly. We got Bianca, we got Tinkerbella. We got well do we have Tinkerbella? Let's start over. We got Biggie, we got Rolly, we got Sapphire. We had Suki Hana for a day, but we still gonna count her because she was a part of the cast. We got Meatball, we got Tinka. Not sure if we got the Bella, but we got Tinka. We got Bianca. We got Diamond the Born, but only in real life until last week when she showed receipts. So let me see. This not even counting the 28,000 girls, but let me see. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then the 8th would be Suki Hana had she stayed. Oh, and the Claremonts went well. 7.5, 8.5. Okay. And that's not even counting the replacements. That's not even counting the replacements. So let me just go back to what she said because
hey y'all.
Let's just go back to what she was saying.
By Natalie or any of the baddies, but he pulled me up over this barricade and put me on the stage along with all the other girls that were pulled up there. I was not picked by Natalie or any of the baddies, but Lemmy, who is the owner of Zeus, pointed to me in the crowd, and he asked, like, I got picked by Lemmy to be pulled up there. Lemmy told security. They grabbed me and pulled me up over this barricade and put me on the stage along with all the other girls that were pulled up there. Now, what I want to say is what I didn't realize at the time, but I was the only dark-skinned girl who was picked. And all the other girls, no offense to any of them, they were all light-skinned women. And that's fine. But
is it though? Because you did a whole story time. I'm going to just say, listen, y'all just let's bring back self-love. Okay, let's bring back self-love. Please, let's bring back self-love. Because there's this weird thing that's going on. And if y'all can't tell by this video, I'm glad we're doing this video because it's the perfect example of what I mean when I say that this shit being a fucking illusion. Because, this not getting monetized. But this is... Stop trying to force y'all ways into places where you're tolerated and not celebrated. That's first off. The second that you saw that you did not get picked, you should have turned around, mind your business, and went to go do something else. But you moving like a pick-me because you have inner issues that you need to work through. Regardless of anything else that might be going on, that might still be true. You have inner issues that need to be worked on. Because why is it that you decided to not only face rejection, but then stand there hoping to get picked? Then when you got picked, you still went through with the opportunity? Girl, what? Girl, what? And then it took a man, a penis, to be the one that had to validate you and try to make you feel good. Like, not even try to make you feel good. That made you feel good, rather. Girl, like that, first off, we got to be better, y'all. We got to be better. It's giving pathetic. It's giving weak. We got to be better. And I'm not talking as somebody who has not been there. I literally just cut off everybody and their mama because I felt like I was getting to a point where I was begging for attention and shit. Acting like a pig. Like, I said, that's not me. That's not what we're doing. At some point, you got to get sick and tired of being sick and tired. But there's also this conversation that just because you are of a darker hue, that you're supposed to automatically receive. Like, see, and here's my problem with a lot of these movements. It has spoiled a lot of people, even to where now in 2024, even though there's been a lot of progress and there's still very much so much more to make, there's a lot of people that like to stay stuck in that same narrative as though it's only 2002 or 1998. There's people that literally live in that, oh, I'm the only Black woman, or there's only but so many. Like, it's 2024. That whole Nicki Minaj is the only female rapper thing, like, it doesn't work. It's 2024. It's 1,001 girls. That whole, oh, they don't want to see a dark-skinned pop star. That narrative is done. That narrative is done. Stop bringing it up for Normani and Flo Milli when you got all of these other girls thriving and surviving. But there's some people that like to stay stuck in that and utilize these movements, not to bring awareness, okay? Not to try and change things, but to stay stuck in victim mode. So whenever y'all hear me talk about how these things are illusions and we're not having the right conversations surrounding these topics, which is why I look at it as illusions, because it's doing more harm than good, which is my whole entire point with this girl right now. That's exactly what I'd be referring to. Like, do we want for things to change, or do we just want participation trophies? Like, there's people that, and I'm trying to find my words with this. Everyone in life has a deck of cards that they are given. Some people have an unfair advantage in the game, and it just is what it is. Everybody has a certain privilege over another child, whether it's skin color, whether it's even just the fact that you was able to wake up this morning and get up out of bed and turn your swag on. Girl, it's people that's crippled. It's people that can't walk. It's people in a wheelchair. That's a blessing. That's a privilege. Consider to the next person. You went and took a shower with clean water. That's a privilege to a kid in a third world country. So it's just like, we could do that whole compare and contrast thing all day. I don't like to do it because everybody has their deck of cards that they were given. My issue is when, instead of, again, I'm totally fine with raising awareness and actively working to change said problematic behaviors. What I'm not okay with is when people just expect things to be handed to them on a silver platter, all because they started out behind the start line. That's not how it works. That's not how it works at all. It's not. It's not. Because if you listen to her speak, oh, I didn't realize that, I was the only dark-skinned girl. And, originally they didn't want to pick me. And then Lemmy had to pick me. And then when I look at the stage, it's all, beautiful girls, but they're not dark-skinned. Okay, so okay. Because I want y'all to understand, when y'all sit and y'all do these weird things and y'all use color and skin tone as a weapon, I just want you to understand how foolish you sound, because I see people do it all of the time when it comes to Real Housewives of Potomac. Y'all setting y'all 8-neckers ass up all because she didn't automatically align herself to Wendy. Y'all wanted to use that girl as a shield against the light-skinned girls who y'all hate. Okay? Whether it's justified or not, who y'all hate, but y'all wanted to use NECA as a weapon against the Green-Eyed Bandits. And when you saw that NECA wasn't coming in just to be buddy-buddy with a girl with the same complexion and culture as her, y'all took offense to that. But it's just like, I don't, like, do you want to be accepted and included, like, genuinely, or are you just there to be a statistic, just there to fill a quota, there to meet a diversity quota and be the token? Like, I don't understand. That's not a flex, nor is it anything attractive, nor is it anything that's making me jump for joy. Like, again, if I saw that, if I'm putting it together in my head that, I'm seeing the stage, and I mean, we could take the preference conversation in so many different ways, but either way, if you felt in your body that it was becoming a color thing and you still chose to go ahead, then that's on you, boo-boo. But to look at the stage and be like, it's not enough dark-skinned girls up there. Like, what? So somebody's supposed to just sit and be like, okay. Because I understand what y'all be trying to say when you say, okay, how it looks when somebody chooses nothing but then it also still is problematic and looks just as bad and comes off as bad and reads just as bad. If somebody's sitting there like, okay, let me get 3 butter pecans, let me get 2 caramels, let me get 4 dark chocolates and 1 vanilla. What is this? Build the bitch workshop? Like, what are we doing? That's not cute. That's why I said in the beginning, if she felt any type of offended, or the second that they told her no, I would have let it go. But no, now she feels entitled. She feels slighted because there was nobody else, and now she feels like she has to speak up for every dark person in America. And that's just like, and we're not going to sit here and act like the girl is Lupita. Like, we're not about to play them games today. And we also not about to sit and act like Baddies East, Baddies West, Baddies Caribbean has not had, like, come on now. Come on. And even if we did play those games, on the flip side, Lemmy's track record is who? Anna Mac and Cheese, Scotty the Thotty with the Body Minaj, and Janisha John. So what more would you expect with those 3 girls being attached to him? I
and put me on the stage along with all the other girls that were pulled up there. Now, what I want to say is, what I didn't realize at the time, but I was the only dark-skinned girl who was picked. And all the other girls, no offense to any of them, they were all light-skinned women. And that's fine. But what happened is not fine after this. So about an hour into being on the stage, taking shots with the baddies.
So you was there for an hour. Because you wanted that fame. Okay. Typical pick-me shit. You wanted to feel included. You wanted to feel chosen. And then not even to add in the level of fame that's there. Okay, I'm next to the baddies. Okay. Baddies ain't never known to be colorist before, but now all of a sudden they colorist. But it's cool. Like, listen, they colorist enough for you to take a shot with them though, right? Huh? Because you said that you noticed what you noticed, but you still proceeded to stay. Not for 5 minutes, not for 20, not for 30, not for 45. She said for an hour, taking shots. Oh, so now you done let down your guard. You to the point where you comfortable and you taking shots with these people. So you going from sober to another state of being because that's how comfortable you feeling. But yeah, we gonna come because like, were you plotting in your mind that, okay, when I get home, I'm gonna tell this story on TikTok. I don't. Okay.
Natalie gave me a shot. Like, I was having a great time. It was all good vibes. About an hour into being on the stage in the section with the baddies, the girls that they picked from the crowd, Lemmy, everybody. About an hour in, security came up to me and tapped me on my shoulder and told me that Natalie asked that I leave. And I was completely baffled and I didn't understand.
Bitch, why don't you understand why? You're not a baddie. In terms of the show, in terms of being linked to Zeus, you're not with them. You're not with them. You're not with them. They don't know you. Y'all cool for a second, but okay, it's time to go. It's time to move, little girl. Like, listen, I've been out and about and you meet people and then it's just like, there's creative ways that people come up with to get away from a person. Cause it's just like, okay, like I'm done. Like it was cool, but like, girl, like, and that's another thing too, that people need to be very honest and real about. Because honestly and truly, as I'm listening to the story, it's given, I went home and I tried to think about something that would make Natalie look bad and justify the way that I ended up leaving feeling, because I was the pick me who was hoping to get picked, and it took a man to make me feel good, and then I stayed there way past my time. But now that I'm embarrassed about that, I want to try to reverse engineer the story to make it seem a different way. That's what it's given. That's what it's given. But that does happen. Like some people, especially when you're drinking, a lot of people, they start missing out on social cues, right? It's okay to be buddy and say hi to people and be friendly with people. But, you know, sometimes people overstay their welcome. You know what I mean? Sometimes you get tired of entertaining people. It's like, because I didn't come out with you. Like, I'm glad to have met you. Girl, take my info. We're going to link later. Okay, yeah, we shot the shit. But now you're thinking that you're about to chill with me all night. And that's not what we was doing. You know what I mean? Like the moment is over, girl. Move. And like, how do you say that without being rude? And I honestly think that's what it was, because part of the Baddies brand is for Natalie to go out and do the whole baddie shot o'clock thing and be real personable. Say what you want about Natalie, but everybody in their mama has said that in person, she's the sweetest person ever and literally will buy the whole club out for you, right? But there are people who overstay their welcome. Like, I'm not even on Baddies. I'm not on Zeus. And I've had people do that to me. It's like, okay, girl, move now. Like now you about to make me block you on Instagram, even though I just accepted your friend request. Like, move. You're doing too much now. Social cues.
Why? And the security guard told me, he said, they only want light-skinned girls in the section.
Girl, bye.
And I said, oh, again, I was the only dark-skinned girl who was pulled up there. So I guess I didn't fit the aesthetics that Natalie was going for. It doesn't even matter to be singled out like that.
It's giving bullshit. I'm sorry. Because I know I'm about to go through these comments, and all the comments is just going to hear all the buzzwords, all the trigger words, and immediately throw in their cape and try to go into action, because that's what y'all do. That's just what y'all do. That's why, you know, these billion-dollar companies do such a good job at making money off of Black people, because they know the one thing that Black culture going to do is react emotionally every single time. But when things don't make sense, it just don't make sense. Like I threw out there, Lemmy's track record is Anna Mac and Cheese, Scotty the Thotty with the Body, and Janisha Join. So where there's a world that I could believe that if he had something to do with anything, that it would be him. Okay, maybe you would have a better case. If this video was titled Lemmy ... then I would still take the same approach. But I'd be like, okay. But it sounds like to me, as somebody who be outside, it sounds like to me, you weren't even supposed to originally be around these people and you overstayed your welcome. They told you no, or they overlooked you. Somebody else chose you, meaning that they didn't choose you, so they didn't ask for you to be over there. Somebody went over them. Like, y'all ain't never been outside and you don't like a person or you don't gel with a person, and then somebody else do and they like, be nice. And then later on, you looking at them like, girl, like once shit go down, you looking at your friend like, girl, see, I told you. And you talk about something, be nice. It's not always me. I told you. Like, come on now. It's given social cues she missed, and that she embarrassed, and that she trying to flip it.
And to be told, I was
and like I said, people gonna get triggered and all of that in the comments, thinking that this is their personal story, and because you remember when it happened to you at the Piggly Wiggly, and you know you got a cousin that went through it, or you know that one time that Chris Brown had that girl and at the club. Like, just because we can point out other situations where it actually happened doesn't necessarily mean that all situations that sound similar are true.
completely baffled, and I didn't understand why. And the security guard told me, he said, they only want light-skinned girls in the section. And I said, oh, again, I was the only dark-skinned girl who was pulled up there. So I guess I didn't fit the aesthetics that Natalie was going for. It doesn't even matter to be singled out like that, and to be told that because I'm a dark-skinned girl, I'm not welcome in here is absolutely insane, and it's disgusting. And that type of colorist behavior is a problem, especially when you're thinking about who this is coming from. Natalie Nunn has a network, has a platform, people who support her and are watching her show every Sunday, and this is how you're treating dark-skinned women. So y'all are pulling up to these clubs, and what, you have this unspoken rule of when y'all go to pick girls from the crowd, no darkies, no melanated girls can come up. And again, it only got picked because of Lemmy, not because of Natalie or any of the baddies. And I don't like it. And it was incredibly hurtful. And I felt humiliated. I cannot tell y'all how hurtful that was. I handled it well. I respected security because he's just doing his job. Oh, and the other thing he told me is that he said, I don't know why they're doing that. He said, I think you're a beautiful girl.
There we go right there. There we go right there. There we go right there. Any freaking time that there's conflict between two women, it's always a goddamn dick involved. But y'all better go over. Listen, let me go ahead and put y'all on. Let me go ahead and put y'all on. Let me go ahead and put y'all on to my bitch. Let me go ahead and put y'all on. Let's go ahead and stop this real quick, because before y'all get into the comments with the yeah, you hate us but you wanna beat us and you always got something to say. I do. And who gonna shut me the fuck up? I do. Because I'm sorry. I am sorry. If I was somebody that was of a darker, and technically, I mean, have y'all checked the community post board? Okay, because listen, y'all think Tinkerbella skin. Child, the way that I got 5 skin tones on my body, listen, that's a whole conversation for another day. But the way that some people, and it's not all, but I just will never understand the way that y'all allow so many people to go and weaponize serious movements for their personal agenda and selfish gain. I will never understand it. It would piss me the fuck off as a dark-skinned woman if I knew that it was people out there just throwing that out there just because their ice cream fell on the floor, just because they didn't get their way in a conversation, just because their day ain't go how they went. That would piss me the fuck off. And the fact that it doesn't for so many of y'all out there, I really find that troubling and problematic. I will never not find that troubling and problematic. It could be two people just in the middle of a conversation, and matter of fact, and no shade to you, baby. No shade to you. Actually, you know what? I'm not even going to do that. I'm not even going to bring it up. But there will be two people in the middle of a conversation, and then somebody would just bring up the fact of being dark skinned, and it has nothing to do with that. It's like, girl, we was talking about apples, literally, and oranges, and whether or not they were sold in a grocery store. And you would be like, so you can't sell to a black skin, to a dark skin. I would be so pissed. If I like... It's like when people call on the ancestors for BS. It's just like, I know they tired. Let me go ahead and, because I actually sent Erica a video the other day, and she spoke about, let me see a good point in the video to play, because I want you to hear it out of her mouth. Because sometimes it's the messenger. Yeah, before you come for me, let me let you hear it out of a cisgender, biological, heterosexual woman's mouth.
So many things to keep you mules in line. And if there's a man involved, girl, when I tell you y'all be performing for this man, who can do the best labor? Fucking, cooking, what is it? Laying on your back? What is it? What is it that you're doing that's so much better than the other woman? and think about what you say it is. It's some form of labor. So I want you to get rid of all that. I'm here to tell you, you don't need all of that. You don't need any of that. You don't need to be anyone's laborer. And you don't need to take pride in that. And I know some of y'all do. Y'all take pride in how well you mule and maid and mattress for a man. And you compete with other women to the point where you don't even trust other women. If a woman tells you that this man was awful to her, like in that Armie Hammer situation, and you don't listen, and you believe somehow you can change them, you think you're so great that you can change a man. You think you are so great, and I'm talking to men too, who are in same gender relationships. You think you so great you can change a motherfucking man? You think what you can do, you can bend it over, you can arch your back better, you can hike your ass up in the air higher than the other person? No, ma'am. So I'm here to unwind your eyes and shake your shoulders. I'm that big cousin. Here she come. Yes, here I come. I'm about to tell you, girl, what are you doing? Is your oxygen mask on while you doing all this for this motherfucking man? Where's your oxygen mask? I see he got an oxygen mask, a neck pillow, bitch. His feet is up and everything else. His seat is reclined. What about you, ho? What's going on with you? Why you didn't do all your stuff first? Why you didn't make sure you ate first? That shit is insane to me. You make food and you make sure everybody eats before you. Oh, why? Oh, because I've been nibbling. I'm not really that hungry. Yes, you are. You eat first. Whose plate is this? Mine. When I tell you, y'all better flip it on them. When's the next holiday? 4th of July? Make your plates first. Ladies, do you hear me? You have a mission. 4th of July weekend, when y'all making all these niggas plates and we got the men outside on the grill and shit like that, all the women's plates need to be made first. This is a new day, a new level of freedom. Hello? It's a new level of freedom. We making our plates first. And then after we eat, then maybe y'all can eat. We need to be nourished first. We got a lot to do because after you eat, we're going to clean up after you. So I need to make sure I'm nourished, right? Ladies, you have a mission. Come 4th of July weekend, this week, when y'all celebrate the 4th, the freedom, celebrate your freedom. Make your goddamn plate first. Anywho, what I was trying to say before that, I now talked another 10 minutes. I talked 20 minutes the last.
Shout out to Erica, yo. I swear that is like my sister from another mister. Listen, us children of Mercury, we gonna do it every time, girl. We gonna do it every time. She's a Virgo. I got that Gemini Mercury. We as children of Mercury, we gonna do it every time. Give it to the girls, okay? But just to put what she was saying into context, right? Like I said, Erica is somebody that is a cisgendered, meaning biological, a biological, heterosexual, straight woman, okay? And we are two sides of the same coin. Two sides of the same coin. Whereas I'm more so like, F these niggas, unless you effing these niggas. Okay, she like, no, F them completely. Cut them off. You don't need them. Okay, I more so approach from the place of like, it's not that you will never need anybody but yourself and God and the universe, okay? But like, I come from a place of self-love, and if you're going to do it, if you're going to insist on doing it, here's how to do it, right? Where she like, no, 100% self-sufficiency, okay? But two sides of the same coin. And the point that she was making within this video is decentering men, because that is something that Kaylani said that she ended up learning. It's a video that she put up on TikTok that Erica ended up responding to. And that's what it comes down to. Like I said in the beginning, I knew it had something to do with a man. It always does. And that's the sad part. That's the sad part. Because listen, Lemmy, Natalie, all of them could be as colorist as they want to be. They could be as colorist as they want to be. But one thing I know Natalie not about to do is mess up her bag. Do you understand how bad of it look it would be for Natalie if she was out there like literally on Front Street in front of everybody publicly being colorist like that? Do y'all not know how many people would just stop watching and stop supporting? And not on some, oh, Roly, we just going to sign a petition and the next season we're going to automatically fall back in love with her even though she only been missing for 2 weeks. No. I mean, like, really stop. So, like, they literally make their money off of Black and brown people. They only care about the color green. Now, in a situation like that, it could be a matter of preference. I'm not negating that. And if the girl want to say in her own delusional world that that was her experience, then I guess she has a right to that. But to me, that's why I kept pointing out, it was the fact that Lemmy was the one who told her, get up on the stage. And once the man told her, get up on the stage, she felt validated. She felt seen. So it's no surprise to me that now she's saying, oh, the security guard pulled her aside and the security guard is the one who told her all that information. And then, of course, because what men don't got an agenda, the security guard then proceeds to tell her how she's beautiful. If that ain't the most pick-me shit I ever heard in my life, if that don't sound like a nigga running game, that's crazy. You beautiful and bad as ever in your own right. Literally gorgeous. But you devalued yourself and stuck around and humbled yourself when you didn't even have to. You humbled yourself to be a part of an experience that you were denied, that they didn't even want you a part of. All because a man made you feel seen and validated. And then when you got done with that experience, another man came and tried to make you feel seen and validated. Let me tell you something about masculine energies. I know y'all be giving men a lot of flack, and keep doing it. Keep doing it. Give them hell. But masculine energies, and when I say masculine, I'm not just referring to men. I'm referring to masculine as an energy. It's not emotional. Feminine energy by nature is emotional. And I'm not saying females. Again, we speak in spirituality, not this mumbo jumbo bullshit that they feed into y'all and that y'all learn about on the shade room. No. Feminine energy is intuitive. It is art. It is creation. It is, ever flowing like water. Emotional. Masculine energy is action oriented. It's passion. It's get up and go. Fire, right? And simply put, in layman's terms, when you outside of the situation and you're emotionally detached, you can see how much people get riled up into their emotions off of certain situations. And I tell y'all all the time, these blogs and these people and these masculine energies be playing y'all like a fiddle because they know how you're going to react. When y'all hear these conversations surrounding colorism and all of these other things that y'all love to talk about every 2 to 6 business days, God, I just wish at some point we could change the frequency, because what is the conversation doing? I would feel more less judgmental if the conversation was actually shifting culture and doing something positive, but it's literally nothing but us just sitting around complaining. And I'm over it, been over it. But people notice how people react, and then they go in to manipulate. So I want to go back to the conversation that we was having with the girl. Let's go back to what she was saying. Where it go? Where it go? Where it go?
Hey y'all, so that I leave. And I was completely baffled and I didn't understand why. And the security guard told me, he said, they only want light-skinned girls in the section. And I said, oh, again, I was the only dark-skinned girl who was pulled up there. So I guess I didn't fit the aesthetics that Natalie was going for. It doesn't even matter to be singled out like that. And to be told that because I'm a dark-skinned girl, I'm not welcome in here is absolutely insane and it's disgusting.
It's the
And
fact that I'm sorry. Maybe it's a regional thing, but it's the fact that she keep referring to herself as dark skin. That's pissing me off. It's really pissing me off. It's pissing me off. And it's not about a color thing. It's a, I just have to cling to something that has trauma thing for me, right? Like, you know how now in 2024, there's a name for everything. Everybody always want to self-diagnose themselves with something. Like, we just literally saw Amanda Sills go through that and get embarrassed for that publicly. That's what I'm referring to. I'm not saying, you know, I'm mad at the fact that she want to be dark skinned. That's not what I'm saying. I'm like, I'll be glad when we realize that blackness and hell, skin color, like there's so much more to all of that than trauma. Stop relating my identity and my skin tone and my culture and where I come from. Stop relating that to trauma. If that is the only way that I can be in community with other Black people, other women, other people that look like me, then what are we really doing? What are we really doing? Because I'm looking at her and I do not see a dark-skinned woman the way that she is trying to proclaim. I see a beautiful brown-skinned sister. And if she was darker skin tone, like Flo Milli, or like maybe like a Normani, or like a Lupita, she'd be equally as beautiful. But it's like you going out of your way, sis. It's giving brown skin girl with a tan. That's what it's giving. It's giving brown skin girl that went and set out. Because what was she doing? Like she said, I was taking shots with the baddies. That's what it's giving now. But like the way that you're trying to portray this story as though you just, let me not say that because
that type of colorist behavior is a problem, especially when you're thinking about who this is coming from. Natalie Nunn has a network, has a platform, people who support her and are watching her show every Sunday. And this is how you're treating dark-skinned women. So y'all are pulling up to these clubs and what? You have this unspoken rule of when y'all go to pick girls from the crowd, no darkies, no melanated girls can come up. And again, it only got picked because of Lemmy, not because of Natalie or any of the baddies. And I don't like it. And it was incredibly hurtful. And I felt humiliated.
I just gotta keep pausing. Y'all know that I sit here and I do these baddies tea videos. And we see Natalie out at the clubs. Hell, there's times when they out at the clubs or out on live, out drinking, baddie, shot o'clock, all of that. And we sit and do videos about it. So it's not just a show. So even if one was to argue, well, Sky, yeah, they be around other girls that da-da-da-da, but you know, that's only on the show. Okay, well, a lot of my video, honestly and truly, the show comes on once a week. Most of my content is not even dealing with the actual show. Most of my content is tea videos, not reviews. So in real life, it's not supporting what she's saying. That's what I'm saying. Real life is not like, or else we would have been called it out by now. Like, okay, Natalie, why every time we see you, you only got Scotty and Mariah and, you know, Janisha John and Anna Mack. No, we've seen her hang out with the Janelles. We've seen her hang out with the Claremont twins. We've seen her, you know, well, Rolly and Biggie, that's a whole other conversation. And we know that. We know why with that. Okay? But we've seen her with other people.
I cannot tell y'all how hurtful that was. I handled it well. I respected security because he's just doing his job. Oh, and the other thing he told me is that he said, I don't know why they're doing that. He said, I think you're a beautiful girl. And I said, that's okay. So I gathered my things. They wouldn't even let me get my shoes, though. Okay.
I think you're a beautiful girl. That nigga was trying to holler. Understand when somebody's running game on you. Like I was trying to say earlier, when I see a lot of these conversations, I don't see men in the comments. Like, they don't care about stuff like this. It's all women that be reacting, just emotionally reacting. And I'm not going to say that there aren't times when you shouldn't emotionally react or have a feeling. I'm not negating anybody of their experience, but those who constantly live in this perpetual victimhood and want to resonate and permanently live in that frequency, I can't fuck with y'all. And don't even try to argue me down in the comments. Just unsubscribe. I can't. That's not the reality I'm living in. The reality I'm living in, yes, I'm aware of certain things. And if certain things become so problematic that it reaches the front door and we got to deal, okay, we'll deal. But that's when it reaches the front door. But I'm not going out of my way to seek certain experiences because, like I said at the very beginning, the second that they negated her of having that shared experience, a baddie shot o'clock, that would have been when I would have took my black dark ass home or to the bar or to the next club. Not sat there at the table that I couldn't even get into, that I had to beg to get into, that somebody had to go around and force the baddies to allow me to sit at. What? So even if, let's say, okay, her story's 100% right, I'm still looking at you weird. Because we know how the world is set up. We know that shit happens. We know that there are people out there who do let their slip show and aren't good people and do treat other people like they're less than. We know that. At what point do y'all start getting to a place of, well, if I can't change the world, I'm gonna change me? Again, at what point do you get sick and tired of being sick and tired? I'm so tired of having these same conversations because it's not changing, it's not doing anything but motherfuckers sitting around trauma bonding, and that is it. You signed up for it the moment that they overlooked you and you allow a penis to make you feel good. 2 penises to make you feel good. That's where you went and got your validation from. Child. And everybody not gonna get what I'm saying, and that's okay. You just not at that frequency yet, baby. And I'm not here to convince you or try to help you to be. It's okay. Unsubscribe, come back at another time when our energies are more aligned. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. If you automatically feel triggered to call me anything but a child of God, then that's on you, baby. You got some inner work that you need to do.
They removed me from the section, and obviously feeling so upset, I held it together. But once I got into my Uber to leave, I was bawling my eyes out. I was crying because I have dealt with colorist shit my entire life as a dark-skinned woman. I've been dark-skinned for 29 years.
Here we go. And I'm gonna just say it. Oh wow. Some of y'all need to go deal with your trauma. Some of you need to deal with your trauma. Just deal with your trauma. Deal with your trauma. Deal with your trauma. Deal with your trauma. It's nobody's business to deal with your trauma but you. Sometimes it's not that life is happening to you, it's happening for you. And if you're not learning certain lessons, then yeah, you're going to get triggered. You're going to feel traumatized, re-traumatized. You're going to feel like you keep going through the same thing over and over. But also, with that being said, yes, while there are plenty of cases, and I have to keep saying that for the people in the back, there are plenty of cases where things can apply. And yes, is that wrong? And it's colorism, it's racism, it's homophobic, all of that. There's also so many times where people hear what they want to hear or experience what they want to experience because they have not healed yet. You can go to any comment section on a Black blog right now, and there's going to be at least one comment that's like, as a dark woman, as a Black woman, as a woman with a vagina, oh my God. And it's just like, girl, we talking about whether or not we want hot dogs or Chinese food for dinner. And you equating it to like, and again, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't care how it comes off. I just know that for me, I would be pissed if every time my group of people is brought up, it's associated with negativity and toxicity. Like that's the only time. Like honestly and truly, you know what? And I'm gonna go there. Because at this point, whoever pissed off probably already pissed off. Please stop fetishizing dark-skinned people. Please stop doing that. Please stop doing that. Because that's another thing that I see that pisses me off. People get mad when you see, like, you will see people going out of their way to clown Ice Spice only to uplift Sexy Red. And then y'all are making a conversation about colorism where it's just like, okay. But then you'll also see people who will get mad at somebody who's lighter skinned, you know, sitting there being glorified, I guess, for their beauty and whatnot. But then you'll purposely turn around, go out of your way, find a dark-skinned person just to lift them up, just to compare. Do y'all ever stop to think about how that might make somebody feel? Like, why is that the only time I'm relevant? Why is that the only time I'm brought in as a means of conversation? When I need to fill a diversity quota, when I need to be the token dark-skinned person in a situation where you need to use me to try to justify some trauma. Like that, I will never be able to wrap my mind around that, y'all. Like, it is not a flex. It's not. It's not. It's not. And it's always somebody who's been through so much issues in their life that usually it is situations like this. And she's trying to relate it back to colorism. And I don't feel like it was, but I feel like the bigger conversation is the fact that she sought out men. Or not even she sought out men, rather. Because let me choose my words carefully, Chad. Somebody's going to be like, she didn't go looking for the men. They looked for her. Okay. The validation came from men. That's the bigger conversation. You overstayed your welcome. You got embarrassed. And then now you want to flip this around. And that man could have very well said that to her. But that man, very well, who was trying to hit. He was trying to hit. Tell us the rest of the story, sis. Tell us the rest of what happened. Tell us the rest. Because what, he just called you beautiful and that was it? You just started crying and you just said thank you. You turned around. No, tell us the rest of what happened. He called you beautiful and then what? Then what did you do? Because if it wasn't a necessary part of the story, you would not have mentioned it. If Lemmy choosing you wasn't a necessary part of the story, you would not have mentioned it.
Years, okay? And so this is nothing new, but to be treated that way and to be picked out that way and told that I'm not fitting the aesthetic is absolutely insane, and they should be ashamed of themselves. And so I am not supporting Zeus anymore.
She doesn't fit the aesthetic. That's possible. And you know what, too? Because let me go back to the comment that I was saying earlier about how when people are traumatized, they hear what they want to hear. And it's, again, it's not even a color thing. We do it all the time. All the time. You could be in a relationship with a person, nothing to do with color, nothing to do with gender. You're in a relationship with a person. If you've constantly been cheated on, you're going to hear what you want to hear. They tell you that they staying late at work. You're going to think, oh, who is the bitch? What's her name and number? Who is she? How many secret kids that you have? You know what I'm saying? Because you got unhealed trauma. So it's not just a colorism thing. It can happen any point in time, and it happens to all of us. So I want to know exactly what was said, because you don't fit the aesthetic doesn't necessarily equate to you being dark skinned. But if you consider yourself dark skinned and then you look around and you don't see any dark skinned people and they tell you you don't fit the aesthetic, in your mind, that's automatically what you're going to jump to. And it could have nothing to do with that. Again, it literally could just be like, girl, like you was dressed wrong, or your body looked bad, or like it could be whatever superficial thing.
I'm not watching Baddies anymore. I am not watching Crimson Chin Natalie anymore. I don't want to see it, and I'll never forget that. Hey, y'all.
What else did she have to say? What else did she have to say? Did she make another story? And the girl is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Oh, I see that she has a gap.
Hey y'all, so this video is for Lavita Bella. She has asked if I could show what her project looks like. We have to talk.
She definitely looks different in this. I'll say that she definitely looks different in this, and she definitely does look a little bit darker. So I will say that I might be wrong about that part in terms of her actual complexion, but she still looks gorgeous to me.
About two things first. First, I can't show my screen. Everything we do here is confidential.
I wonder if she talks like that normally.
Here are some work from home essentials that you...
Because that might be another thing too. Like, aesthetic doesn't always mean look, image. It just might mean like, girl, you not ratchet enough. Looking at this, I feel like I'm watching Susie Homemaker, you know, try to fill me in on the new Target TikTok promo that they don't. Like, from your voice, it don't sound like you throwing that ass in a circle and Baddy shot o'clock. Not saying that you wouldn't be down for that. I'm just saying there's multiple things that could be aesthetic. You know, like sometimes we got to clean out our trauma and clean out our ears.
I'm calling out tomorrow. Show Liz. PTO. Prepare the others because I ain't coming.
Not me blacked out on a Thursday night Not her posting that. Girl, was you drunk when all of this happened? Are we remembering the details correctly? Could that be a part of the story?
This bitch think I'm stupid. Answer the no. This bitch think I'm stupid.
Didn't I just say clean out your ears and clean out your trauma? Because sometimes we can hear things based off our trauma. Didn't I just say that? I know this is supposed to be a meme that's funny. And I'm not saying it even relates to what she's saying. I'm just saying that it relates to what I'm saying. Okay.
Guys, today is the day. Hey y'all. So I have a very important story to tell.
Okay.
And
let me go through the comments. Like I said, trigger words. That's all people going to hear. She was mad. You look better than her. You're gorgeous. First of all, your skin tone is beautiful. And you know what? Let me say something else too. People also post videos like this fishing for attention. I'm telling you, I study people all the time. Sometimes people will post something like this or post like, to me, this is the equivalent of, I look ugly today. Who would want to bag me? Oh, y'all, I look crusty. Like, because of course everybody gonna jump in the comments, girl, you too beautiful and F her and you don't deserve that anyway and you look better than her. And why do people not like dark-skinned people? We are all beautiful. We are all the same. That was probably not your crowd, and God was most likely protecting your energy. The rejection was protection. People must haven't seen her on Bad Girls Club, her season. Y'all keep trying to bring up something from like 20,000 years ago. Girl, I thought you were tall. Wait, I thought you were Callie. Sapphire, Rolly, Suki, Meatball, they're all dark skinned. None of them were there. She has so many dark skinned baddies. Girl, you're beautiful. Keep your head up and never let anyone's perception of what they think is beautiful, whether it be color, height, influence. Girl, read the comments. I see it differently now. I was just asking if they were there and allowed that. Natalie been like this since Bad Girls Club. And see, that's what people do. It's one person that speaks out on a narrative and then everybody runs with that as fact and as gospel. That's what happened. Like, the one person that could have changed the trajectory, that was actually asking the important questions, and then the comments shoot her down. It's like, no, because what we're not going to do is just throw out some colorism, buzz, trigger words, get the people upset and triggered to start this conversation, and then we're not allowed to ask the appropriate questions. Like, no, where were they? Who was actually with her? Was she by herself? Who was she traveling with? Was it her and other baddies? And then they like what? Like, I have other questions. Somebody said she was jealous of you. You're beautiful. It seems like security is being messy because why would the security even repeat that? So that's what I want to know. But did she hear Nat say that because I seen other dark-skinned women with them? Right. That's what I want to know. Because we all supposed to now hate Natalie Nunn because a security guard was trying to get in your pants. Because had she just said, oh, the security guard called me beautiful without explaining everything else, we, of course, would have took it that way. But when you say everything else, and then everybody is already prepared to go into the comments and tell her how beautiful she is, hearing that a security guard told her that, we're not thinking anything more of it and just relating it back to her and her skin tone and colorism. Well, no. Did Natalie say that? You heard a man with a penis say that. You took it as gospel and ran with it because he called you beautiful. And also because another man seen you and validated you and made you feel seen and made you feel present and heard after the baddies didn't. That's the underlying fact of what happened. I experienced the same thing in Houston with the baddies. Girl, neither did you. You're literally gorgeous, more well-spoken. Let's click on her page.
This one for the black world. If you're a woman, this one.
Yeah, she calling my shit like, hold on. She trying to fuck some all of my.
When they say you seem so laid back.
Oh, these. Mercy, what you just got in the mail? I have no comment.
Hey y'all.
I have no comment. Let's go through the comments. Because another part of the conversation too, everybody doesn't get chosen. And when you don't get chosen, it's not always because of the thing that you deal with the most trauma. Like some people just not that girl. Some people just not that girl. Like it can't be, oh, why I ain't get chosen because I'm dark skinned. No, bitch, it's because you actually got a gap in your tooth. You can't dress. You actually smell. Okay, you run up a tab every single time, but then don't want to pay nobody back. Okay, you sit there and you get drunk, get crazy drunk, start hopping on tables and da 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 da. Everything is not just because of you. You understand what I'm saying? And a lot of people, that's their go-to. Like and this is what I was trying to talk about. I think in the Mariah Lynn video that I did. And somebody was like, Scott, the way that you think. No, the way that I think is very realistic. I understand people go through things, but it's just like everybody going through something. And everybody can't just automatically pull out something to use as a weapon. That's just not how. Sometimes life is just happening because of you. Now, if it's an actual colorism situation, then we address that. But people are allowed to push back when you're making serious ass claims like that. Y'all have gotten way too comfortable in 2024 just being able to say whatever about whoever because you know that you're ultimately going to be supported by everybody because they're automatically going to look at you as the victim and it's going to be on some, oh, you can't shame the victim. Listen, I'm ashamed whoever I want to shame. I'm ashamed what don't make sense. And what don't make sense is you're not going to sit and tell me that somebody who, even if they are colorist in real life, they are more about the bag than anything. We know that Baddies is Natalie's baby. The last thing that she about to do is take her black ass on road, okay, on the road to all of these towns and cities where she's getting paid to host and give appearances based off of the Baddie show because she's there to promote the show. The last thing that she about to do is go there and do something that's going to cause y'all to unsubscribe from Zeus for real. Not for play, but for real and really stop her bag. It's a lot of homophobic, transphobic, racist, colorist. All of that exists out there in the world. Hell, y'all still eating Chick-fil-A on Sundays. Y'all still, you know, look at Gucci and all of these other luxury brands that done told y'all niggas multiple times that they don't want y'all niggas in they shit. And y'all still rush to go buy it out as soon as y'all get y'all tax return back. Okay, or y'all get y'all unemployment check. Y'all rush to go buy that shit only to go back to the hood and stunt on who? Other niggas. So we can sit and talk all day about who is problematic and who's not. But we can also understand that at the end of the day, a lot of these people know how to shield it because the color that they care the most about is green. And in no world are you going to sit and convince me that Natalie is publicly. Now, if her slip showed and she did something and it was just, you know, but you're not going to tell me that Natalie doing a club appearance and that she publicly out there. You're not going to convince me that. I'm sorry. It's too many holes in the story for me. And just because you mentioned something that I may or may not, you know, have dealt with personally, I'm not automatically going to raise my triggers and throw on my cape because another girl going through it like I did. No, your story don't make sense, Ho. Your story don't make sense. Again, from the second that they told you no, that should have been it. But you wanted to be seen. You wanted to feel validated. So it took a man coming up to you to make you feel all of that. And it took another man to put a bug in your ear and make you think and believe that other nefarious shit was going on. Don't come and do a story time with he say, she say. Come and do a story time about what Natalie actually said out of her mouth. That's what I want. Don't tell me what some man said, some penis, some fuck nigga. Girl, I'm going to keep telling y'all, fuck these niggas. Unless you fucking these niggas, girl, fuck these niggas. I'm done. I'm done with this video. It was already way too long. It's over a goddamn hour. I was going to chop it up and put half of it on Patreon and then the other half, you know, because my new thing is I'm not talking for over 45 minutes on YouTube. I got to put the whole thing up on Patreon. And no, but y'all need to hear this. So I'm not even about to take 45 minutes of it and put it up on YouTube. No, I'm going to put the whole thing up because y'all need to hear this. Child, get on my goddamn nerves. Listen, I don't know. Let me know what you thought about all of this in the comments below. I'm sorry. I just will never understand. You're not about to keep weaponizing my identity and using it for your personal gain. That's what you're not about to do. How come at every conversation it has to lead back to what? Girl, that's not even what we was talking about. We was talking about whether or not we like coloring books or playing Connect 4. What you being, what that got to do with it? And y'all know what I'm talking about because people do it all the time. All the time. And I don't understand how other people are not offended by that. Like, okay, I'm done speaking on it.
Universal bad bitch, everybody language, everybody knows she the mud bad. Universal bad bitch, everybody language, everybody knows she the mud bad. Universal bad bitch, everybody language, everybody knows she the mud bad. Universal bad bitch, everybody language, everybody knows she the mud bad. Fuck it up, love it how they cutting up. Now these niggas slowing up, but wasn't when I'm coming up. Fuck it up, love it how they cutting up.